Hello everyone, how are we doing today? So today we're talking about getting to the bottom of emotional eating. So I'm Kelsie Michaud, I'm a certified health and life coach, and I help people gain control of emotional eating so they can feel healthy and confident as they make peace with food and their body. So I'm available for complimentary consultations, and that's where we jump on the phone for about 30 minutes, and we can dive really deep into your own health and weight goals, and I can show you how I can take you from where you are now to where you'd like to go. So let's just jump right into our topic. So the taste of something really sweet can just be really inviting, right? As you know, also, hi Anthony, how are you? Thanks for coming on. As well as the smell of something like baking coming from the kitchen. And this can cause us to start thinking, well, if these foods were made for eating, then we should be able to indulge in them, right? But, you know, should we eat anytime we want to? And what about portion size? So we need to stop and really look at all of the factors, or we'll find that we end up having like just a binge of emotional eating. And you might buy a bag of chips with, you might have just had the intention to just have a few, but then before you know it, you ate the entire bag. I mean, has that ever happened to you? Or maybe even something like, you intended to have just one piece of cake, but then you went back and had a second piece. Sometimes it might even be really hard to keep track of what you're eating and why you're eating it. So if this is a struggle for you, this is a sign of emotional eating. But, no need to freak out, because most people eat on an emotional level to some degree. So let's think for a minute. A few questions to ask. Today, although I know it's early, but today, what did you eat and why did you eat it? What have you had so far and why did you eat it? Excuse me, allergies have gotten me this week, last week, and still continuing. And also think about like was it hunger? Were you really feeling hungry? Was it a craving? Was it just boredom? Were you just feeling a little bored or maybe a little lonely? I know we're stuck in the house now. A lot of that's going on. And a lot of us are eating out of boredom. Hi, Leslie. How are you? And how about guilt? Were you just feeling a little guilty or feeling a little sad or angry? Or how about a reward? Do you think maybe you were eating because you felt like you deserved a reward? Or could it have just been stress? Maybe you were just stressed out. If you are answering yes to any of these questions, then it could be time to look a little bit deeper to get to the bottom of your emotional eating. And actually, there's research that has been, they demonstrated that post-bariatric surgery patients who went through their mental health appointments, they were more likely to reach their weight loss goals with and then during this time, during these appointments, the patients actually learned how to deal with their emotions without food. And they also learned to manage through like family and social situations that involved a healthy way of eating. So you want to know your triggers, and a good way to dive a little deeper into your emotional eating is to create a diary or a journal. So within this diary, you'll want to write down the reasons why you are eating. So it could look something like your feelings, could be your feelings before you ate, who you ate with, your how fast or slow you were eating, your portion size in relation to your palm size, what you were doing while you ate, your feelings after you ate, and then your just overall impression of your experience eating each meal. And I have all of these bulleted right above the video so you can refer to them. So once you've identified and you've acknowledged your emotional triggers, then you can find ways to cope, to do other things. I have some examples for you for different types of feelings or emotions that we might be experiencing. So it could be if you're feeling stressed or anxiety, you can try to exercise to stimulate some positive energy by releasing your endorphins, which happens during exercise. And then if you're feeling lonely or bored, try to reach out to someone by talking to a friend or do an online activity or join a support group. whatever is going to meet your specific needs. And also, you could always reach out to me. I'm someone to talk to as well. So if you're having a craving, first of all, try to just drink an 8 ounce glass of water. And 1 is going to fill you up, and 2 is going to prevent you from binging. Or you could even try some herbal tea with a little bit of honey, because that will help take care of that craving for something sweet. And then if you're feeling maybe a little angry or a little sad, try grounding by focusing on positive thoughts in that present moment, or maybe listening to a favorite song. Music really has an overall impact on us. Or you just maybe go for a walk if you can. If you're somewhere that you can get out and go for a walk and it's nice weather, get out and go for a walk, and it can really help center yourself. So if you're feeling maybe overwhelmed, something like yoga or Tai Chi is actually known to relax your mind and body, really with any exercise, but those specifically. And by implementing these tips, you can change your emotional eating pattern. So maybe it's time to pick up that diary and begin writing all of the little details that you need to assess, your own situation. And then you can soon be just enjoying a much more relaxed way of eating in a whole different way. So I hope this was helpful for you, and remember to share if you know someone who you think would find this helpful. And just as a reminder, I'm conducting complimentary consultations. I have 5 spots available this week, and that's where we just jump on the call for about 30 minutes, and we can dive really deep into your own health and weight goals, and maybe look at where you're stuck, why you're stuck, how to get you unstuck, and then show you how I can take you from where you are now to where you'd like to go. So if there's no questions right now, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And if there's anything that comes up for you, that comes to mind that you'd like to hear more about, please let me know as well. You can pop that in the comments. And otherwise, I'm going to hop off, and I hope everyone has a very beautiful day. Bye, guys.